Alright, so here real quickly I wanted to show you how to create an Edpuzzle classroom so that then you could use it with SeeSaw. Unfortunately, Google Classroom and Edpuzzle basically talk to each other, but SeeSaw and Edpuzzle do not necessarily do that, and so you're going to need to create a new Edpuzzle class, and then you can still put your assignments over in SeeSaw. So I'm going to show you how to do that here. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to come up here to My Classes. And when I go to my classes, of course on the left you'll see all of my classes that I have here for Edpuzzle. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to add or create a new class. Okay, so I'll add or create this new class. I'm just going to create a new class here. And of course this is where I can put, the name of it. So maybe I'll put, second grade history, maybe is what I'll call it here. And maybe I'll say, this is one of my SeeSaw classes. And once I get that, I'm just simply going to create the class. Alright, now once I have the class created, here you can see, this shows where assignments are and everything. And of course, I haven't got any assignments, or I don't have any students in here either. So what I can do is I can click on Invite Students over here. And one thing I could do is I could copy an email link to send to each student and have them, basically click that link and then sign up for the class. Or, I could copy that link and maybe just put it on SeeSaw and then tell them to click that link, and that would get them signed up for the class. Or I could copy this code right here, and then when they come in to Edpuzzle, they would just log in, say I'm a student, and then they would have to log in, of course, with their log in with Google, and then they put in that code. Okay, so there's several different ways they can get into the class. So again, you could copy the link, send it in an email, you could post that link on SeeSaw, or you could post this code and then tell them to go to Edpuzzle and sign in and get in that way. So once you have students in there, then you can start assigning assignments. Actually, I'm going to show you here. Here's my other experimental SeeSaw class, and you can see here my students that are in my Edpuzzle classroom here that are my SeeSaw students as well. And so anyway, what I would do is okay, let's say I'm going to create an assignment here and put it on SeeSaw. So I'm going to come back to Edpuzzle Home, and again, you can search whatever video you want. Let's just say, okay, here's this one about ancient Egypt. Let's just say I want to assign that one. Okay, so I'm going to click on that assignment, and I'll click on the right down here. And again, you can create your own video with your own questions, everything like that. You don't have to use these pre-made ones. But I'm going to click on Assign, and when it asks where I'm going to assign it, let's say I'm going to assign it to that to this test class that I got. Okay, and so I'm going to assign it to everybody. I can set a due date on it. I can click on it and say I want it to, or I want to assign it today. Just assign it immediately, and then I can click on the due date for it. I can say, okay, it's going to be due next Friday. Then I can prevent the skipping on it, all that stuff, and so that the students have to watch the entire video, and then I can click on Assign. Okay, now, once I clicked on Assign, you'll notice something different over here. It's got the, when it was assigned, when the due date is, it's got the prevent skipping, but also now it's got this Share the Assignment. So I'm going to click on that Share the Assignment, and this is where I get the code. So here's the link to that assignment. So I would copy that link, and I come back over here to SeeSaw, and of course I'm going to add, assign a new activity. So I'll create a new activity here. Maybe I'll call this Edpuzzle Egypt. Give them instructions. Answer questions. Watch video and answer questions. And then I'll go ahead and put the link right here. I'm going to go ahead and save it. And so now you can see that I'm going to click Assign, of course. Assign to one class. Alright, so now you can see here it is on my SeeSaw now as an activity, and all they'll have to do is click on that link. But again, it's been assigned to them in Edpuzzle, so when they click on that link, it'll then bring them over to where they can watch the video, and of course they won't necessarily see all of this here. They'll just see, you know, the questions, and they can answer the questions as they go through. Now here's the big important thing. It's not going to show up on SeeSaw as being a completed activity. All right, even if they finish it, when they're done with it, it's not going to show up as a completed activity. So you might have to talk to students how you want them to deal with that, because again, it's not going to show that it's done there. In order to see what they did on the assignment, you'll have to come back over here to Edpuzzle, and again go back to your classes, and let's say, okay, I assigned that one to my Bruning test class. There you can see the assignment here. Here's one that they already answered some on, so if I click on, you know, here's one as an example, and you can see, okay, here I can see my students. I've got a bunch of them who haven't done it yet, but then I've got 3 students here who have done the assignment. It shows, you know, how long did they watch the video for. They watched 100% of it. If I click on the individual student, I can then see, okay, well, yeah, they got, you know, 100% on the, basically on the multiple choice part here. Here you can see the multiple choice questions right there. And then down at the bottom, here's, you know, they had a response they had to type in. They had to say how they felt about something or what they thought about something that they saw in the video. So again, you're going to have to come back to Edpuzzle in order to see the student responses. It's not going to show up on SeeSaw. Okay, so again, SeeSaw is just simply the way that basically you're distributing the video for the students to be able to see the or get to the assignment. But then in order to score it and see how they did, you're going to have to look at it in Edpuzzle. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully not too long of a video, but again, if you got questions, please just let me know. All right, thanks.